Hello and welcome back. In inferential statistics, we need to understand statistical significance, p-value, and hypothesis testing. So, first of all, let us talk about statistical significance. When something is uncommon, that is significant. An example is that a human being lifting 100 kilos is very significant. The person is very significant. Maybe he or she must be very strong. And in experiments, in industrial experiments, if a drug or device's presence is making something happen, then the drug or device is significant. So with statistics we can actually find out whether something is significant or not. To measure that, we need to use the p-value. To measure the statistical significance, we need to use p-value. Before we understand p-value, we need to understand what is null hypothesis and what is alternate hypothesis. Null hypothesis is commonly accepted fact, or historically whatever is happening is null hypothesis. And here, why do they call this as null hypothesis is that the null specifies that the researcher is trying to nullify the commonly accepted fact. So that's where we are calling this as null hypothesis. The alternate hypothesis, the quite opposite to null hypothesis is alternate hypothesis. So let us try to understand what is p-value now. P-value can be used to measure the statistical significance. So the p-value is the probability of the observed result when null hypothesis is true. Let me give one example for this. We are saying a probability for an observed result and when null hypothesis is true. Let me take an example and explain. Suppose that whatever the self-driving car invented in America, you want to bring it to India and put it in Indian roads. A company found out that a special module is needed. The company is proposing that to have or to drive the self-driving car on Indian roads, we need a special module. That's the statistical survey's outcome. So here for this outcome, the null hypothesis is going to be, even though the special module is present or not, the self-driving car can drive in Indian roads. That's the null hypothesis. So the p-value, let us talk about p-value now. So when I say the self-driving car can drive on Indian roads even though the special module is not present, that is like the null hypothesis scenario. So you bring a car from America right away and put it on Indian roads without the special module and try to have 100 rides. Out of 100 rides, if the car is driving well 30 times and meeting with an accident, not fatal, 70 times, then we say the p-value, the probability is 0.3 or 30%. So here the probability of hitting somebody or some object, the self-driving car hitting some object on road, when null hypothesis is true. Here the null hypothesis is no special module is present. So you need to do the experiment without the special module, or you need to collect the data when the special module was not present and try to calculate the probability, that is the p-value. Generally, in null hypothesis scenario, if the observed result is coming more than 5% of the times or 0.05, at p-value 0.05, we say null hypothesis is true. When we say something is significant, we are saying it is an uncommon thing. How uncommon is the p-value is deciding. If it is 5% or less, it is uncommon. If it is more than 5%, then we are saying it is common. So that is the p-value. Let's try to understand more about p-value and statistical significance in coming classes. Thank you.